Yes, good afternoon, Dr. Carmelo. Good afternoon, everyone in the room. We are um, about to discuss the understanding of digital landscape. Okay. So together with me is Miss Tessa Soledad. So the introduction about understanding digital landscape. Digital landscape is a dynamic and interconnected ecosystem that has become central to modern life. So, as an MBA, we have to understand the connection of the digital landscape in our life. It affects how individual, businesses, and government communicate, collaborate, and operate. So it also refers to the broad and interconnected ecosystem of technology, platforms, and networks that shape how we interact, communicate, and operate in the modern world. Also encompasses key elements such as digital infrastructure, social media, e-commerce, data analytics, and cybersecurity. In this topic, we were going to connect how this digital platform connected to our world today. Key components. We have the key components of the digital landscape. First is the digital infrastructure, social media communication platform. We also have e-commerce and digital markets, the data analytics, and cybersecurity and privacy. We, this is no secret that everyone in the industry is already using digital or social media in our everyday life. So makikita natin how digital landscape transform marketing, operations into a digital platform. So what is digital infrastructure? So it encompasses the foundational technologies enabling digital interaction, such as broadband networks, cloud computing platforms, and cloud devices. Digital infrastructure is the physical and software-based work that enables the delivery of digital products, services, and goods. It's a dynamic environment that constantly involving support the needs of the organization and adapt to technological advancement. So, itong digital infrastructure nito is one of the foundations sa lahat ng company nowadays. Katulad na lang ng ginagamit natin ngayon, we have broadband networks. We won't be able to conduct ito, online schooling kung wala tayong mga broadband networks, di ba? Meron ding cloud computing platforms. So, yun yung example ng digital infrastructure. Digital infrastructure also includes data centers, fiber infrastructure, server hardwares, IT virtualization and infrastructure software, yan, OS, operating system, internet backbone, broadband, mobile telecom and digital communication suites, enterprise portals, platforms, systems and softwares, cloud services and software. So, kung nasan man tayo ngayon, ano man company we belong, this digital infrastructure is very important in our company. Mawalan na lang tayo ng server or OS sa company, parang wala na tayong magawa. How much more kapag nawalan pa tayo ng mobile telecom, digital communication, broadband. Etong online schooling natin hindi matutuloy kapag wala tayong connection sa internet. So, gano'n na kaimportante yung digital infrastructure nowadays. Social media communication platforms. So, dito sa social media, it is a collective term for websites and applications that focus on communication, community-based input, interaction, content sharing, and collaboration. So, social media used by people to stay in touch and interact with friends, family, and various communities. Lahat naman tayo dito may social media, di ba? Sample ng social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yan yung way natin to keep in touch with our friends and family. A communication platform is a digital tool or service that allows people or groups to exchange information and interact through various forms of communication. These forms of communication can include messaging, voice calls, video chats, and social networking features. Sample yan, yung when we connect to each other, we use Teams, Messenger, Viber, that are only one of the examples of social media and communication platforms. Here are some ways business use social media. We have in the form of marketing. Business can use social media to promote their products and services and to educate, entertain customers, di ba? Ngayon, yun ay isa sa mga cheapest way to market our product. May it be in the form of Facebook, TikTok, di ba? Makikita natin yung product from all over the world using this platform. We also have customer engagement, wherein social media allows businesses to connect with customers and respond to their feedback. Social engagement, dito, we were able to communicate with our customer. We can give them feedback right away. So, kunwari, may orderin tayo sa Shopee. May messaging portion doon where you can ask feedback from your supplier. Yan yung customer engagement. Able to connect with customers and vice versa. Social media is also being used in business through brand building. Businesses can use social media to create brand awareness and loyalty. Yan, same din yun ng halos ng marketing. We also have crowdsourcing, wherein business can use social media to gather ideas from customers, employees, and the public to improve products or services. So, itong crowdsourcing, pag nagsusurvey tayo before, di ba, we use paper and pen pa. Ngayon, may mga link na lang. We can get survey, feedback from our customer. We can gather ideas through social media. So, yun yung tinatawag na crowdsourcing. And social commerce. Businesses can use social media platforms, yan as what I stated a while ago, like Facebook, Instagram, and X, to allow customers to complete purchases. Pwede na tayong mag-shopping through pa-swipe lang ng Facebook natin, ng Instagram, ng TikTok, yan. At the comfort of your home, we can do shopping, di ba? Yan ang tinatawag na social commerce. And lastly, customer support, wherein social commerce allows customer to get support and advice from experts. How about e-commerce and digital markets? E-commerce or electronic commerce encompasses online business operations. It includes product listing, payment processing, shipping, and customer service. It drives profitable growth by expanding customer reach, reducing costs to serve, and creating differentiated customer experience. So, ito yung e-commerce, katulad rin to ng sa'min nung nauso yung personal shopper or call to deliver. You can shop at the comfort of your home. So, that is online business operation. You can choose your product on the catalog. You can process your payment virtually, and we can ship right away at the comfort of your doorstep. So, ito yung advantage niya. It can reduce cost, create a different customer experience. Diba? Nakaka-save ka rin ng time. Digital marketing also involves promoting products or services using digital channels such as social media, search engines, mail, and websites. Katulad kanina, I'm looking for sofa. So, punta lang ako sa search engine, then look sofa. Then the digital channel will give me a lot of variation, a lot of assortment ng sofa. At the comfort of my home, hindi na ako mahihirapan window shopping from one shop to another. E-commerce and digital markets. So here are examples of e-commerce and digital marketing strategies. They can use it in content marketing, like they help us build brand awareness and educate potential customers. Pumapasok din yung mga influencer marketing, di ba? Uso na yan ngayon. E-commerce stores use influencer to reach people they trust, such as celebrities or experts in their niche. So, familiar naman yata tayo sa mga tinatawag nilang call online, parang influencer. The people we trust, hindi na necessarily celebrity. They use it in their marketing strategy. So they call it influencer marketing. We also have social media marketing. They use social media to promote a business and its product and services. So yan yung in-explain ko kanina. Also have search engine marketing. Uses paid ads and search engine optimization to drive traffic to an e-commerce site from search engines. So pag kunwari yan, nag-search ako kanina ng sofa, yung babalikan ko na pagbalik ko na sa Facebook ko, yan na, makikita ko iba't ibang klaseng sofa. Kasi nga, meron silang tawag. Basta, meron silang way para ma-connect yung mga hinahanap mo. And then, yun yung makikita mo lagi sa wall mo. Affiliates marketing promotes a product by another producer supplier on a website na. So, marami nito. Ano ka lang, ikaw yung nagmamarket, then meron kang commission. Ang maganda doon, wala kang puhunan, kumikita ka pa. All you have to do is to market their product. This is very particular sa TikTok shop. I-market nila yung product, and then pag may bumili nun, meron kang commission. Yun yung affiliate marketing. We also have email marketing. Uses personalized email campaigns and automation to nurture customer relationship, promote products, and encourage repeat purchases. Diba? Ang sarap sa feeling kapag may nag-email sa'yo and na-nurture yung customer relationship nila. Especially when it comes to marketing or when you buy something, tapos nag-email sila to encourage you to repeat purchase with them because of a good communication they have with you. So, ito, isa sa mga na-experience ko kasi I am from retail. The customer would like to get in touch with you, especially kapag naging good yung service mo sa kanila. Lastly, messaging marketing. Searchers, shoppers in their text messages or Facebook, messenger inboxes to build relationship with existing customer. So kami ngayon ang gamit namin aside sa messenger, Viber when we message our customer, new or existing customer. Next is we have data and analytics. This is the process of managing and analyzing data to improve business outcomes, processes, and decision. It can also help organization identify new opportunities, challenges, and risks. Data is the lifeblood of the digital age. With analytics tools driving insights for decision making, marketing, and innovation. So, this is true enough, lalo na sa amin na nabubuhay kami sa customer, meron kaming database. So, yan kaya sabi dyan, lifeblood of the digital age. Then, kasi from our database, ito kami mahanap ng mga potential and long-term customer. It helps a business optimize its performance, perform more efficiently, maximize profit, or make more strategically guided decisions. It is also include big data, machine learning, predictive analytics, and ethical consideration in data use. So sa amin, sa SM, we use the data coming from SM Advantage Card. So doon makikita namin what are the age of our customer, ano ang gender nila, ano ang buying capacity nila. So yun yung mga data na ginagamit namin for us to maximize our profit and to learn how to market our product. Kasi pag nakikita mo mas bata pa yung mga customer natin, we have to produce mas pangbata na product, di ba? Ganun. So, data talaga is a lifeblood of the digital. Pero syempre, meron tayong tinatawag na Data Privacy Act. So, lahat ng information na binibigay natin, it should be considered confidential. It is only used for its purpose. We also have data and analytics. Data analytics can provide many advantages for businesses. So, including ito yung sinabi ko kanina, improve decision making. Yung data na meron ka, and then after you analyze, yan yung gagamitin mo for your decision making. Data analytics can help businesses understand their customers, operations, and markets by providing data-driven insights. So we use this data in making decision. So when we have the data, kasi mahalaga yung data kasi numbers won't lie. So, ito yung gagamitin natin for us to make recommendations, for us to think another strategy for our business. To enhance customer experience, businesses can use data analytics to understand customer needs, preferences, behaviors, which can help them create products and services that meet those expectations. Yun nga yung sinabi ko kanina. Like it can identify what kind of gender your customer, what are their age bracket, yung saan sila mga nakatira. Sample yun sa mga data na nakikita namin when you register your SM Advantage. analytics can be used also as an competitive advantage. Data analytics can help businesses stay ahead by providing tools to analyze historical data, identify trends, and improve prediction accuracy. It can also be used for cost reduction because data analytics can help businesses identify areas where expenses can be minimized without compromising quality. Example, business can analyze procurement data to identify suppliers that offer the best value for money. And lastly, we have improved operation efficiency. So data analytics can help businesses streamline process, reduce wastage, and boost productivity. Next is cybersecurity and privacy. Cybersecurity includes securing data from unauthorized use or access. So, eto, one of the disadvantage to na pagiging, ano natin um, ang tawag, disadvantage to na digital landscape. Siyempre, yung data natin, there are times na unsecured na rin siya. Especially yung mga data na nasa bank, yun yung mas mahirap eh. Kasi it involves money, kanina. So, cybersecurity involves securing data from unauthorized use or access. So, in terms of data privacy, refers directly to how companies are able to collect, manage, store, and control the use of data they provide. So sa amin, sa SM, every time we get your data, we only use it for its purpose. Hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin para sa ibang purpose like for your personal use. O kaya, ibenta mo yung mga data para sa mga scammer. So, bawal na bawal yun. Kaya nagpapapirma kami or nagme-message kami about data privacy. Common challenges to privacy in cyber security include data breaches, where hackers can get unauthorized access to sensitive information, lack of proper encryption methods, which can lead to data intercession and proliferation of online tracking technologies compromising user privacy. Example nito yung mga numbers natin, 'di ba? Kung kanino yung nare-receive natin messages. May iba't ibang link tayong nare-receive. So, to protect our data, iwasan natin pumindot ng kahit na mga aling link, especially if suspicious yung mga kasi can get our primary data na nasa cellphone na nakasave. Cybersecurity is relevant because it protects data services and malicious attacks by hackers, spammers, and cybercriminals. Napakarami yan. So cybersecurity protects sensitive data, information like financial records, personal details, health records, and intellectual records. I think that every company should invest in this cybersecurity and privacy. Kasi isa to sa mahalagang components ng isang company, especially if you get data from your customer. You have to protect their information. It also prevent data breaches that can lead to identity theft, financial fraud, and privacy violations. It also prevent financial losses. Siyempre, kapag na-hack yung nyo, database nyo, the hacker can use it to scam the spammers, di ba? Organization use cybersecurity to protect against potential financial loss, prevent phishing schemes, which are type of cyber attack, and also cybersecurity protects against identity theft, which can occur when a hacker gains access to sensitive data. So, may mga advantage naman talaga ng digital landscape. Pero meron may mga challenges. And here are the examples. We have digital divide, unequal access to digital resources, especially in rural and underserved communities, perpetuates inequality. Ito sample niyan kapag sobrang layo ng lugar, wala na silang mga signal. So kahit ano, ganda, may wala silang marireceive na mga information, especially when it comes to the latest happenings kapag wala silang signals, di ba? Digital divide, security threat, sa disadvantage niya. Because of the rising incidence of data breaches, ransomware and phishing attacks require robust defenses. So yun nga yung sabi ko earlier, dapat mag-invest tayo sa mga cyber security, especially mga malalaking company. Then misinformation and ethical concern. Yan. Uso siya ngayon kasi ang daming naglalabas ng fake news, deep fakes, and ethical AI application undermine trust in digital systems. So laging think before you click. And lastly, regulatory and compliance issues, navigating global regulatory landscapes, including data sovereignty laws and intellectual property rights, is complex. Businesses must adopt an agile compliance frameworks and engage in policy maker dialogue. So kung meron mga challenges, meron din namang opportunities in the digital landscape. So kung merong mga disadvantage, meron siyang advantage na makakatulong naman sa atin in our everyday life. Example is innovation and entrepreneurship. So the digital age is leading and ground for innovation, enabling disruptive business models and technologies. We can use digital landscape to global connectivity, di ba? Breaking geographical barriers, allow for global collaboration, talent acquisition, and market access. It can also enhance efficiency, automation, AI, and digital tools, streamline workflows, and optimize resource utilization. And digital landscape can also be an opportunity when it comes to data-driven decision making. Harnessing data insights enables organization to improve outcomes in areas such as healthcare, education, and business strategy. So as a conclusion, the digital landscape is a transformative force presenting both challenges and immense opportunities. By understanding its complexities and adopting strategic approach, individuals, businesses, and societies can harness its potential for innovation, inclusivity, and sustainable growth. So, as on top, part of graduate school or an MBA student, we can use this digital platform to lighten our lives. Hindi naman to ginawa para kahirapan tayo. It can create our day-to-day life. So gamitin natin tong digital landscape to innovate, to connect, and to be more efficient when it comes to our decision making. Let us navigate the digital landscape with determination and responsibility. So that's all for our report. So I just want to reiterate that this report is this report of understanding the digital landscape is searched by my partner. So that's why I'm the one who's going to report it. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Donna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Delsa.